To yet another episode on Alphos e-learning platform. Today we discuss a short but interesting essay, an episode included in Junior Intermediate English textbook, Telangana Board. I am in front of you, J. Madan Paul, lecturer in English, Alphos Educational Institutions. Welcome to yet another episode. Today we discuss the third prose lesson coming up in Junior English textbook. This episode is titled On the Rule of the Rod, written by A.G. Gardiner. A.G. Gardiner, Alfred George Gardiner, born in 1865 and died in 1946, was a famous British journalist and essayist. Oh, he wrote many articles too. Among the essays, to say, his essays were elegant, humorous, and the topics under his essays are all of human interest. He has a unique ability to teach the basic and fundamental truths of human life. And almost all his essays are simple but amusing. Here is an episode titled On the Rule of the Rod. Students, the title itself tells us that it is about rules on the road to be followed, or we call traffic rules. Quite often, we come across traffic policemen stopping our vehicle when we are in a hurry. Good heavens, how much we scold him, how much we grumble. But have you ever thought, unless that man, the traffic policeman is not there, we are going to be in trouble. We, when I say not you alone, we, the society, all those who move on the road are in trouble. So, this episode on the rule of the rod, which is telling us about the rights and responsibilities of each and every individual. Students, you know, we all think about only our rights. We always fight for our rights. We conveniently ignore our responsibilities. This is the ill of the contemporary world. We conveniently, comfortably ignore our responsibilities. But mind students, rights and responsibilities must go together. When they go together, life becomes sweeter. If not, failure to take rights and responsibilities together makes our life bitter. This is the truth spoken out by A.G. Gardiner through this particular essay. Students, this is, as I told you, very short but interesting discussion of liberty, freedom. We are all aware of our freedom. We fight for freedom. We fight for individual liberty in life. How much liberty we get, we still crave for it. But do you ever mind when we fight for our rights, when we fight for our liberty, do you try to balance that liberty we enjoy with our duty, with our responsibilities? So when liberty and responsibility go hand in hand, go balanced, society moves sweeter. This is the idea given in this particular episode, titled On the Rule of the Rod. Students, the essay begins with an interesting incident, episode that takes place on a very busy traffic, a thoroughfare, Petrograd Street. See, a stout lady is walking along with her basket in hand down the middle of the road. Down the middle of the street in Petrograd. A very busy street, a traffic street. Without carrying anything, she walks with much danger to herself and much danger to others through the middle of the road. Children, the strange thing is, the stout lady is walking through the middle of the road. Good heavens! Immediately, someone pointed out it to her. Ma'am, you are not supposed to walk on the middle of the road. Instead, there is pavement. Pavement is the place through which foot passengers, pedestrians should move. Please, madam. But that stout lady, I don't know whether he was ignorant or it was intentional, whether deliberate action or ignorance. That stout lady replied, "No, I am going to walk where I like. I have freedom, I have liberty." Yes, students, we have got liberty. Actually, the dear old lady did not know that liberty does not mean troubling other passengers. Here you see, when she is moving through the middle of the thoroughfare, middle of the heavy traffic street of Petrograd, she is rather troubling other passengers. The other people who move on the road are troubled by her. It's a danger to them as well as to her. She conveniently forgets it. Now, shall I ask? If the stout lady has the freedom to walk through the middle of the street, the cabman has the right to, has the freedom to ride his cab on the pavement which is meant for foot passengers. And if that happens, what will be the result? Everybody will be getting into everybody else's way, and nobody would get anywhere then. Students, see the usage of the sentence? How humorously he has introduced it. A.G. Gardner, everybody would be getting into everyone's way and nobody would get anywhere. That is true. The entire traffic will be jammed, blocked. No one can reach their destination. See, children, in this way, individual liberty would have become social anarchy. Individual liberty, individual freedom would lead to social disorder, my dear students. So, this incident clearly tells us that freedom of individuals have to be sometimes controlled, curtailed. If not, there will be social anarchy. I mean, social disorder in the society. What a wonderful statement by A.G. Gardner. Yes, today we observe the youth Why to blame the youth? Everybody in the society, in the modern society, we find we are all getting liberty drunk. We are getting liberty drunk in these days. Just like that old stout lady with the basket we have seen on Petrograd Street. The world getting liberty drunk. Children, what a wonderful usage. Liberty drunk. What does it mean? Yes, everyone crazy after enjoying our freedom, enjoying our liberty, not caring anything else. The world is liberty drunk today. No, this is wrong. Each and everyone must be reminded of the rule of the road. We must know the rules of the road. The liberty or the freedom of everybody must be cut short, should be curtailed. Because if this individual freedom is not cut short, there will not be freedom for everybody. There will be social confusion, social disorder coming up. See, on the Piccadilly Circus Street, the very busy junction in Westminster, London, the very busy Westminster Junction, Piccadilly Circus. When in the morning hours you step into, you will see there a policeman. The policeman stopping there, standing in the middle of the road, stopping you. He puts out his hand. When he puts out his hand, we take him a symbol of tyranny, cruelty, a cruel man stopping my freedom. This is what we feel. Students, that policeman is not a symbol of tyranny. Instead, he is a symbol of liberty. He is a symbol of freedom. But students, do you think so? We never think so. We are in a hurry. In the early hours, we may be in a hurry. Or immediately after the college hours, we may be in a hurry, rushing back to or rushing to. In our hurry, we comfortably forget that the policeman standing there stopping you is not a symbol of tyranny, but he is a symbol of liberty. Yes, when we are in a hurry, when we are pulled up by the motorman stopping us, the policeman stopping us there, we think of him as an insolent officer, a rude officer who has intervened in our liberty, and we become angry. We go on grumble at him. We become outraged because we feel our liberty is cut short by that man. Some even may dare to tell directly, "Hey, fellow, how dare you to interfere with my personal freedom? How dare to interfere with my personal freedom?" Students, you must reflect for a while when you are calm. If he did not stop you there, if he did not interfere with you there, if he would not interfere with you, he would not interfere with anyone. If he does not interfere with anyone, what would happen? The result would be that Piccadilly Circus would be a milestone. A milestone, a complete confusion, full confusion will be there. And if he does not stop you, he cannot stop anyone. If no one is stopped, all the vehicles get jammed there. The traffic becomes completely stuck up and dead. And from that confusion, students, Can you ever come out? Can you ever cross that traffic? Never, never you can cross that traffic then. See students, when we curtail, cut short our own individual freedom, our private liberty, then we enjoy the real freedom. In the sense, we enjoy a social order. When we cut short our freedom to a little, it becomes a freedom to others too. We are accommodating everyone then certainly the real liberty comes there. The real liberty comes there. When you are pulled up on the rod, mind that others are also pulled up. When your line is pulled up, the other line moves. And when the other line is pulled up, your line moves. See, though with a little 1 or 2 minutes of late, your freedom is respected, the other's freedom is respected. Everyone's freedom is respected. There is social order there. Without any trouble, without any problem, everyone can safely reach their destination. So students, understand that many a times we must curtail, cut short our own individual freedom, our own private liberty for social order, for the real liberty of the society. That is what A.G. Gardner tries to tell through this essay on the rule of the rod. Yet another thing I want to tell children, liberty is not a personal affair only. This is a bad belief we have. We think that liberty is completely a personal affair. No. Students, liberty is a social contract. It's a social contract we make. It is an accommodation of everyone's interests. It is an accommodation of everyone's interests. It is accommodating everyone's liberty. Of course, I may be free as I like. There are certain things where I can have complete freedom. For example, if I would like to go down the street in my dressing gown. Do you know children? A long robe that is used maybe immediately after taking bath or in the night hours. If I want, I can go out into the street in my long robe. No one asks me. No one will stop me. It is my freedom. And if I want to dye my hair, color my hair, I can do. No one can stop me. If I want to wax my mustache, I can do it. No one can stop that freedom. If I want to go to bed early, I can go. If I want to wake up late, I can go. These are personal freedom where no one can stop you from. They are purely personal affair, children. Going to bed late or getting up early, these all come under personal freedom, and no one has to take anyone's permission for that. It is purely our personal freedom. And then regarding food, what should I eat? It's my freedom. Should I eat mustard with my mutton? It's my freedom. I may like mustard with my mutton and I would eat it. It's a particular dish, children. I would eat it. How can you say no? And if I want to be a Protestant, I can be a Protestant. If I want to be a Catholic, I can be a Catholic. If I want to marry a dark lady, I can marry a dark lady. If I want to marry a fair lady, I can marry a fair lady. And if I want to prefer Ella Wheeler Wilcox or Wordsworth, it's up to me. Which poet should I read? It's my freedom. Which beer should I drink? It's my freedom. Champagne or Shandygaff? Champagne or Shandygaff? Which beer to choose? It's my freedom. See children, in all these personal matters, you can have your individual freedom. Nobody will stop you. Nobody will stop you. But your individual freedom should, in other matters, become a social contract, accommodating the interests of others. How does it take place, children? For example, let me come to yet another example. Other than these personal matters which I mentioned now, okay, they are not what I mentioned now. There are thousands and thousands of such details where you can do things as you please. You do not want anyone's permission. You have a whole kingdom of yours and you are the ruler. You can decide what you want. In that kingdom, you can rule alone and do whatever you want. Choose whatever you like. To be wise, you can be wise. To be ridiculous, you can be ridiculous. To be harsh, you can be harsh. To be easy, you can be easy. To be conventional, you can be conventional. To be odd, okay, you can be odd. But directly, when you step out of that kingdom of yours, when you step out of that kingdom of yours, our personal liberty of action becomes qualified by other people's liberty. When my personal liberty of action influences or has some kind of influence or impact on others, certainly other people's liberty also should be considered. For example, I might like to practice my trombone from midnight to early morning 3 o'clock. The pipe, I want to practice the musical instrument trombone. Oh, from midnight to early morning 3 o'clock. If I go to the top of the mountain there, Helvellyn mountain mentioned here in the textbook. If I go to the Helvellyn mountain on the top of that and practice my trombone, no problem, my dear students. You can. Why? When you are playing it there on the top of the mountain, it does not disturb anyone who are peacefully sleeping at night. But if you say, I want to practice my trombone in my own room here in the street. No. You cannot do it. Because the neighbors will immediately remind you, hey fellow, you can practice, but at the same time, we have the right and liberty to sleep at night, midnight to early morning in quiet. How can your freedom interfere our freedom? Yes, certainly your neighbors would question you. Students, there are a lot of people in the world who are not ready to accommodate others' freedom. They never think of the difficulties others have, the disturbance others have. Maybe some of you even, now it is COVID season. Most of you are stuck up at home. What do? Early morning as you wake up, you feel, yes, I'll play my music. The music system is switched on at a high bass, at a high treble, at a high volume, and brushing, you dance and walk around. Students, do not forget, there in the neighboring house, there is a girl who sits and practices, who sits and reads for her mains or advanced exam. There is another neighboring girl who is preparing for her NEET exam. Don't they have the freedom to read in quiet? Don't they have? How can you interfere their freedom? Or the worst thing most of us do, in the early morning as we wake up, switch on the TV. Okay, well and good, because we must know what's happening around the world. The fresh Taza news comes, you can watch it. But mind students, it should not disturb our neighbors. Why don't we accommodate others' freedom? Why don't we understand others' liberty? How selfish man has become. The other day, I saw a picture in WhatsApp being shared. The picture goes like this, children. Hope you too might have watched it. This is residence 1, residence 2, residence 3 and residence 4. The interesting thing happening is, the woman from here, a woman standing here, she is throwing the garbage to this land. And this woman standing here, she is throwing the garbage to this land. Yet another, the woman of a fourth residence standing here, she is throwing the garbage to this one. Whereas the woman from the second residence also does the same. She throws to the first residence plot. This is what we in fact do in our life. See? The garbage from this house is thrown to this corner, neighbor's land plot corner. And this neighbor throws to the next neighbor's plot and that neighbor to the next neighbor's plot. What really happens, you see, children? Is this the common sense we have? Is this a social feeling we have? Is this the real feel for the society we have? Is this a social contract we maintain? Is this a social contract we maintain? Students, in this short essay, what A.G. Gardner, the British essayist, tries to say is the basic principle of our life, the basic principle. When we enjoy freedom, mind, others also enjoy freedom. And I have no right to interfere with the freedom of others. And if I enjoy my freedom, see that it does not affect others' freedom. It does not interfere others' freedom. If at all our freedom interferes others' freedom, we must cut short our freedom for accommodating others' freedom. So here we need the other word. When we have liberty, right, mind at the same time, our responsibilities and duties. We are highly aware of our rights, our rights we have, but we are never aware of our responsibilities and duties. Each and every one of us has a responsibility to this society. Individual freedom should be enjoyed not at the cost of others' freedom or social freedom. Students, this is the very important idea conveyed by A.G. Gardner through this lesson, and he concludes telling that almost all of us are liable to forget this. We are liable to forget these rights and responsibilities we have. And as a matter of fact, unfortunately, what happens? Social responsibilities are forgotten. There comes social anarchy. Social disorder comes in the society. And understand, most of you are aware of others' imperfection than our imperfection. We always point out the imperfections of others, but we never mind our own imperfections. A.G. Gardner concludes the essay saying this demerit in every human being. We are much aware of others' imperfections than our own imperfections. This is quite commonly seen among us. We criticize others. We say the activities done by others is wrong. But how are we? How are we? So students, before you try to trace out others' imperfections, hold a mirror in front of you and look at what imperfections you have. Reflect on our own imperfections first, then try to point out others' imperfections. This way, we can build up a very fine society. We can build up social contract and social order here. If we do not do this, social life will become bitter and there will be social anarchy. In this way, the writer tries to convince all the readers that rights and duties must go hand in hand. Okay, students, here I conclude the short essay on the rule of the rod by A.G. Gardner. Thank you very much.